Hello, welcome back to another video, and I actually got asked on Discord to make, I got asked some details about this, and I decided let's just make a tutorial, because it's probably better that way, because then I don't have to explain 7 things to 7 people, you know? And as well as that, it gives me practice, because I haven't done a tutorial in a while, and then I'll be prepared for the lava lamp one. So let's get right into it. You need a 8x12 hole. The door will be dead center, and the hole will have to be 2 into the ground, like so. And as well as the hole, you're gonna need this stuff. You want 6 redstone torches, 11 redstone dust, 11 repeaters, 16 stickies and 8 normals, 6 redstone blocks, 2 comparators, 5 droppers, 7 hoppers, a note block, this is very important, 4 targets, an input which gives out a 15 tick pulse. This is rather important, a stone button will not work here. 13 should also work, and 11, but not 10. So for the things you want 2 unstackable items, and then 2 chest minecarts just to make sure the items don't fly around into places. And a rail to place the minecart, obviously. Half a stack of door blocks, some of them will need to be powerable, I'll point those out when we get there. And then 66 building blocks split up into this color coding. Red being input, yellow and orange being the sliders, green and the blues will be the double piston extenders. So to start, we want to come to any corner and come out to here. And that will be our input block. Input block, there we go. From that input block, you want to run out with a 2 tick into our first dropper hopper T flip-flop. So dropper facing up, dropper facing sideways, into hopper with the dust. The dust isn't part of the T flip-flop, the dust is just necessary for yellow. Place a minecart in there, and then make sure you place an unstackable item into the lower dropper. For the first slider, we have a normal piston right there and right there, followed by glass, redstone block, glass, redstone block, glass, redstone block, air, and then a piston. And then for the top, we have glass, piston, air, and then a piston facing inwards. That's our first slider. If we quickly place a temporary burnout right here, which gets updated when the redstone block gets pushed into that spot, and we place our first 4 door blocks like so. If we press this, you can see that it actually one-ticks both of them. And if we use a stone button, looks like it's working, but if we now do it again, you will see that these don't actually one-tick. And that's why you need a wooden button, otherwise these won't one-tick. Yeah, moving on, this one right here is actually a dropper facing outwards. And while you're here, I would highly recommend placing these 2 door frame blocks as well, because they will obviously update the burnout when you place them. So let's just place those in for now. Actually, you can place like all of these in without any issues. So let's continue over here. So we want to read this with a comparator into 2 dust. Those 2 dust will go into the back of our 4 doubles right here. Or like 2 doubles and then another 2 doubles right there. They both have normal pistons on top of each other. And that's it basically. So to power these, we're going to use the new target blocks, because that's the only way really in this size. And then for this one, we want to place 2 torches on the side of these, with 2 ticks running into blocks in the wall, which are powerable. And what this does is this will do a double piston extender for both of them. Now these are actually like phantom budded, they aren't actually on right now. And that's very important, because the way the burnout does the double retraction is actually relying on the fact that the bottom won't react to the first 1 tick, but will react to the second and every one after. So, well, speaking of the burnout, if we just place this orange burnout right here, you will see that the entire double piston extender is done now. There you go. And if these weren't phantom budded, so if they were like hard powered or like not budded at all, so basically if it actually successfully grabs on the first pulse from the burnout, you will see that these will actually like be off cycle and then it just won't retract properly. This is really important for this double piston extender specifically, because this burnout would update the phantom bud before anything could happen to it. So this one double piston extender actually works differently from the other three. If we just turn it on again due to it being easier to work that way. Here we have another dust, a 4 tick right here, and then 2 1 ticks pointing that way. This goes into our second slider like this, and this will actually look differently. So here these are parallel to each other, while here they form this like tip triangle thing, you know. So here both are actually the same length. And here we start with redstone block, dust, glass, redstone block, glass, redstone block, like on the other side. And on the top, if we just move these over for a second, we start with piston, glass, glass. And then we push both back. Because this is budded at the moment, so we run into issues if we were to place them normally. Actually closed state right now. And then just place a burnout right here. This will be updated by this double piston extender circuit, and then we'll do the other thing. Timed in a way so that this burnout, like flickering this one, like the 4 tick on the burnout will fire twice, and this has a long enough of a delay that this won't fire twice. Yeah, so if we just like fire it now, you can see that this opens, and then if we update the burnout, that also finishes. So the last thing is this double piston extender, these 2 double piston extenders, which is like the thing which took like an hour to figure out, but it worked out. So this didn't take too long to make in comparison to my other recent doors. So in the corner, we once again have a dropper T flip-flop. The top one will go into this dropper to reset the item. There's an unstackable item in this one, by the way. And then this will just go into the lower one. And then we read it like that, run a 4 tick into it like that with a light blue block in front of both of them. And place a minecart in this location. Nice. So as I explained, we can't have the this double piston extender be phantom budded like the others are. So this one is actually powered exactly like the others, with a torch on the side of the target and then a 2 tick running into the block. But for this one we actually have to hard power it in a way where the burnout doesn't hard power the front one. So what's a better thing to do than just having a dust right here with a 1 tick being powered from the block, but the burnout not actually powering the thing. So that's our entire closing done. And then this dust turning on goes into a node block right here. And a 1 tick running out of the burnout back into the dust. And then we're completely done now. So what happens here is when this dust turns on or off, it will update the node block under the repeater, even before 1.16 by the way, because just the block hard powering it. And then, or soft powering I guess. And then the node block updating actually updates the burnout over here, which then signals the repeater to send a signal that way again. So in essence we are just so the reason for this, why this is necessary, is because if we were to have the burnout closer, like so, this torch right here would actually update it. So we can't have that. Not in that location, that's locational, but in a location where the torch would be held off by the burnout in a way similar to what I showed in the showcase video on the world record plots. The torch turning on would reset the burnout after like 2 seconds. So yeah, and we're done now. And also closes. And there you go. That's how you build it. I hope I explained everything well. It's really just these two sliders where the top one fires 2 ticks before the bottom one, which on this side is done by just a burnout and these being hard, like these pistons blocking the sliders respectively 2 ticks apart. And on this side it's well done similarly. Though in this case it's just power 2 ticks apart. Due to this one being butted by everything. I explained the phantom budding on the doubles, I explained the burnout powering it, I explained why the node block is important. The item loop over here has to be this long because we want the... we need delay on this. We need delay to this turning on because of the second pulse of this. Because otherwise this would move over 1 tick, move back 1 tick, move over 1 tick, and then these would actually be pulled like 1 tick twice, which basically means nothing happens. So yeah, that's why we need a bunch of delay, and that's why there are 2 hoppers between this. Also, the burnout fires the 4 tick twice, so the first 4 tick would like do the T flip-flop, and then the second would spit it out again, which would be problematic. So we need to wait 4 ticks for the item to actually reach it, and then another 8 ticks, so 4 off and then 4 on to get in there. So yeah, and then there's another burnout, and then this one can't be phantom budded because of the burnout down there updating it. I think I explained everything. I know the previous record had like a bunch of controversy, or quote-unquote controversy, surrounding its powerable, its input basically. So just to demonstrate, you can legally power it. Legally, you can legally power, like you can. It works completely fine if you power it from below. So there is no difference. The old one was kind of like debated because it had a burnout right here, and a torch under the input would actually like do stuff to it. And obviously you can't really power it from through the floor. So yeah, you can just like put 2 torches and then everything will be fine. I hope that cleared up any questions the people who asked me had, and yes, see ya on the lava lamp tutorial, I guess. Bye.